Welcome to Lessons in Life and Love with Riana Milne, where we show you how to have the positive mindset for success in all life areas. It's time to have the life you desire and the love you deserve.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Show 65 of Lessons in Life and Love podcast. I am your host and global life and love coach, Riana Milne, coming to you every Friday on the lessonsinlifeandlove.com website, as well as on my mobile app, Lessons in Life and Love on the go. I'm all about helping you transform your life in all areas into one that you're passionate about and to help you have that life that you desire and the love that you deserve. I'm on a mad mission to help change the way the world loves. So I'm going to teach you how to have emotionally healthy, evolved, and conscious love, and how to avoid emotionally toxic love that's just too prevalent today. It's time to create that life that you desire and have the love that you deserve. So at any time during the week, if you're struggling, reach out to me and arrange to meet with me for a life and love transformation discovery session and assessment. Just sign up at my website at rianamilne.com. Today we have an amazing guest. It's Dr. J. LaGuardia. So let's dive in, love angels and transformers. Okay, we have Dr. J. LaGuardia in the room. Hey, Jay, how are you?
Riana, how are you? It is a pleasure to be with you today.
So good to see you again. Jay and I met each other at the JLD, John Lee Dumas, host of Entrepreneur on Fire and our podcast coach down in Puerto Rico a couple weekends ago. And we were so excited that we did a lot of the same work motivating our men and women with the mindsets of success. So I wanted him on my show. Let me tell you a little bit about this fabulous man. Dr. J has dedicated over 30 years of his life teaching people about the importance of finding balance in their family, fitness, and finances so they can empower their dreams, ignite their passion, and accelerate prosperity. Through his coaching, speaking, and writings, he teaches about the importance of adapting habits and rituals of the empowering mindset, a healthy lifestyle, and a belief something bigger than yourself. His passion about sharing the tools and tactics that can unlock your true potential is what Dr. J is focusing on the most. He's a successful entrepreneur, chiropractor, consultant, speaker, philanthropist, best-selling author of Change Your Mind, Change Your Destiny, and host of the Power, Passion, Prosperity podcast. And however, his greatest accomplishment, he says, will always be his amazing family. And that tells you a little bit about Dr. J's heart. Fabulous. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. You said it well. If all I'm ever known for is my family, I will live a life well.
I feel the same. My kids are truly amazing as well. As parents, we look back on that, and when your kids are doing well, we feel phenomenal. And I'm sure you've taught them this mindset for success too. So let's dive into that. The first question I want to ask you, what were some of the major obstacles and hurdles that you had to overcome early in life to get where you are today? And why are you so passionate about teaching people about living intentionally and with conscious awareness?
Like all of us, we have struggles early on, and mine was no different. When my mother became pregnant with me, my dad took off, and I went through that whole abandonment thing, and I didn't really get to know him or meet him until I was roughly 5 years old. And I carried that anger for years. And when you're an adolescent, it doesn't quite make sense to you. Yeah. And as I got older, I was just this ball of rage. I would blow up at the most easiest. It would set me off. And I knew innately, it's like, this is not right. This is not normal. There's something, am I flawed? Or do I got a defect? What's going on here?
Oh, and that's what we call childhood trauma, Jay. You know, that's what I'm all about. And this is a clear example of how this can really impact your adult and teenage life. I understand.
And that's why I felt so connected to you and with your message when you and I met a couple of weeks ago in Puerto Rico. Yeah. Because I believe so much in the work that you do until that seminal moment. One day I was sitting and watching the movie Field of Dreams, and I had seen it half a dozen times. But at that particular time, said when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And that closing scene where he says, "Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch?" And I just lost it. I mean, uncontrollably. All this emotion started to flow through me. And I realized where all this anger was pent up from. I had never really dealt with all the pain. And so I suppressed it, because as guys, we do that, right? Yeah. We don't acknowledge our pain. It's not manly enough to say, "Hey, I'm hurting. I need help." That was good. Leave me alone. I'm good.
It's unfortunate for our society that too much that they tell men to just keep their feelings inside and don't share them. I think the millennials are getting much better at being able to do that, though.
I would agree.
It's
I think
changing.
they're a bit more advanced than previous generations.
Yeah.
But so I started a journal, and I realized that's where the anger was coming from. And I wrote this long letter. My wife got up at 3 a.m. She sees this letter, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I just couldn't even talk. And she read it. She goes, "Oh, my God." She goes, "Are you going to send this to your father?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "Please do me a favor. Read it a couple times, a few days. If you still feel the way, then send it." And then after the third day of reading it, I was over it. I was, that emotion disempowered. And so I was able to move on. And then I began to learn and study about mindset and about how to change habits of success so I can leave my past behind and create a new me.
That's beautiful. Now, you originally started your professional career as a chiropractor. Why did you leave that profession to become a coach?
I love chiropractic. Chiropractic has been the foundation to everything in my life, from a vitalistic mindset to family to success in business. I left chiropractic not because I didn't enjoy being a chiropractor, but I was experiencing a lot of success, and other colleagues would reach out to me and ask me for help. And I would do so because that's who I am. Mm-hmm. But that takes a lot of time and mental energy. And I realized that I had a lot of value. And so I built a business, and I started to charge, and that expanded beyond chiropractors and other entrepreneurs. And it's primarily more men than women, but the point being is that our businesses follow us. So as we grow, our businesses grow. So most people would approach me with a challenge in their business, and I would first ask them, what's going on? How's your life? What's going on in your mindset? And if we begin to look and explore that from a deeper level, then as we change and grow, we can apply the tactics necessary to expand and grow our business. Because if we approach it with the same mindset, we're going to get the same result.
Right. As an entrepreneur, you've been successful at creating several multi-level, seven-figure businesses. So what do you think are the three keys to living a balanced and joyful life, as well as having that successful business life?
This is the thing I talk a lot with my male counterparts. It's the triumvirate. It's family, health, and finances, or family, fitness, and finances. There's this illusion that we have to create balance, that you spend a 30-year day, 8 hours on your health, 8 hours a day on your family, and 8 hours a day on your business. It doesn't quite work that way, right?
Right.
And sometimes we have to spend more time, especially early in business, to get a full hold so our businesses can grow and be successful. And so maybe we're taking time away from our fitness and family, but it doesn't mean we ignore them. Because oftentimes you see a lot of entrepreneurs is put all their heart and mindset on their business, and their family life a tragedy. Or they're so unhealthy that as they start to become successful, they can't even enjoy the fruits of their labors because they're a physical mess.
Right.
So it's those three keys, and with the strategic approach, that you can have it all. You can have an amazing family, incredible relationships, empowering partnership with your special someone. You can have abundant health, so you can live life on your terms, and of course, create the success in business that creates the financial and freedom of time.
Yeah, great. Now, the formula for success is your new book. And can you go into what that formula is? And do you feel there really is a formula that people can follow?
I really do. And I have to admit, the formula is not originally mine. I read it in a book by, of all people, Napoleon Hill.
Oh, he's great.
He's the godfather,
classic.
Right?
Yes, everyone has to read that.
I would agree. And I usually ask that question on my podcast. The most influential book in Think and Grow Rich is always at the top. But this wasn't Think and Grow Rich. This was a manuscript he had written in the 30s that his wife begged him not to release because it was so controversial. She thought they would be ostracized from their society friends. So it didn't get released until 2012. And the name of the book is Outwitting the Devil. But in that book, he talks about the formula of success. And I took one element that I believe was missing from this formula, but it goes like this. It's P plus T times A plus F plus T equals success, or what we call a triple P life. So let me explain.
Okay.
So P equals passion. Riana, I think you would agree that anybody you've ever met who's successful has passion.
Absolutely.
Right? They're excited about getting up in the day and doing the things that really gets their juices flowing. The second element is T. You got to have a certain talent, skill sets. And so whether you believe they're inherent or it's something you acquire and learn through mentors or through schooling, you got to have a certain talent level to achieve success.
And both you and I have definitely invested in our education to bring that to our clients that we worked with. We had the passion and then we needed to know how. So we got grounded in education and continue to be lifelong learners.
100%. And I think that's a big takeaway for your listeners, that when we stop learning, we stop living. When we stop living, we're on a path to our destruction, eventual emotional, physical, and spiritual death. So constant learning. And most of the learning, right, Rihanna, occurs way after schooling's over.
Yes.
You know? So,
I love how Tony Robbins says, if you're not growing, you're dying. I definitely feel that
right.
way. I'm always looking for the next step to grow into. And that's what makes life exciting and business exciting.
That's right. As you expand your mind, you expand your opportunities. The first A is associations. It's who we surround ourselves. This is a part that most people underestimate the importance, that it truly is the people we surround ourselves with that either build us up in strong and noble thought, and we are propelled by their influence, or our network is one of negativity and toxicity and stress and all the negatives that are in there that hold us back. So we have to be very mindful of who we allow into our network, because they're either going to elevate us or they're going to pull us back.
Yes, I agree with that.
The second A, of course, is action, right? No dream has ever seen fruition without taking massive action. But it's not just doing, it's doing the right thing. So it's knowing what that is. F is faith. Now, I don't mean religious, but it could be if you're a religious person. What I mean is faith in self. Believe in yourself that your dream, applied with the rest of the elements in this formula, you can achieve anything that you want. And the thing is, you have to start by believing in you first before others will believe in you.
True. Very true. And I love the piece, faith in self and the higher power as well. Yes. You know, what I teach is the importance of a faith-based life. And again, not religion, just living with values and integrity and having faith when it gets tough, because it's never easy breezy to start a business that you love. You're going to be challenged, and you need faith in yourself, as you said, and that higher power. I've got this, and just keep on going.
Faith helps. You're 100% correct. Faith helps you overcome the inevitable obstacles, because they're going to happen. You know, that's life. The universe is going to test you to see how bad you want it. And so are you up for the challenge? Are you up for the challenge? The final element in the formula is T, and this is the part that I added, and it's time, right? All growth, all success, there's no absolutes, but most takes time. Yeah. You've got to be willing to put the time in. So instantaneous success rarely happens, and I would suggest that's probably only in the lottery, and unfortunately, a vast majority of them are bankrupt in 2 years, and the reason is because they haven't changed their mindset.
That's true. So what are some of the common traits of the people that are in pursuit for the triple P life? What do they all share?
It's people who are open-minded, and they take responsibility for everything that is happening in their lives. True leaders look in the mirror and ask themselves, how have I contributed to the things that are around me? They're committed to constant, never-ending personal improvement, like we talked about before. While not perfect, right, we strive for excellence in everything that we do. And self-discovery, personal growth, and personal mastery are the goals. So life is not so much about what we do, but it's about who we're becoming. And as we grow, so does our lives.
Love that, Jay. That's really perfect. If someone says, yes, I'm charged up, I want to do this, what do they need to create this best life now? How can they begin?
You know, there's a lot of elements to it, but I'll kind of condense it down to a few. Number one, you got to start by clarifying your vision. No one ever got any place without knowing where they wanted to come and how they wanted to get to. So as I mentioned before, the passion's so much important, but aligning your passion with your purpose. And when you do, you really don't work another day because you're so excited to get out and do what you love to do. Here's another one that's really important, is accept your imperfections. You know, we all have parts of ourselves that we don't like, and stop allowing those things to define us.
Right.
You know,
or just identify your strengths and your weaknesses and focus on the strengths. And if you have to hire out someone to assist you with the parts you don't feel so confident about. You know?
Oh, I couldn't agree with that more, for sure.
Yeah.
This is a part, particularly now in today's society, is do not accept victimization for anything. Being a victim enslaves us and it disempowers us from ever overcoming any life obstacle.
Love that. That's so perfect.
Thank you. And then one I just want to mention is, especially this time of year, fourth quarter, as you're looking at 2020, is create yourself a strategic plan for every aspect of your life. As we talked about your fitness, your finances, your health, even your hobbies, your travel, whatever it is, have a plan, because it's a lot easier to get where you want to go, where you know the steps that you want to take.
Yes, planning in the joy. My trip to China and Japan is already marked down, paid for June. It's like making that plan for the joy as well as the work, because it just makes the work so much more rewarding when you're working towards that goal or that reward mid-year. Yeah.
Correct. And that's what we talk about, having balance. So even though you're going to be traveling, I don't know if you're traveling for work, but when my wife and I
joy.
travel, it's
for
joy.
Fun.
So sometimes we combine it. If I'm going to speak someplace, we'll vacation in that area or experience something new. So try to figure out how to always find fun in this situation, which is always one of my highest core values. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's great too. The daily success habits, so that's looking long-term. What would people do to be successful in their daily habits and become more intentional in their lives? Can you give some example of some of those habits?
I have learned and studied through the years that the most successful people have rituals and routines. And particularly, they prepare themselves mentally each day for success. And that usually starts with a morning routine. So whether it is quiet time, reading, visualization, meditation, prayer, looking at your goals, visualizing the important phone call or meeting that you have coming up today. How do you choose to show up? What energy you are going to bring? What is the outcome you're looking to achieve? Is always putting in your mind first what it is that you want to create. And you mentioned this earlier. That's living intentionally. It's choosing how you show up, then reacting to other people around you. And then with living intentionally becomes a level of what we call conscious awareness. Conscious awareness is being in the moment, being in the moment. It is trite to say because so many people have said it, but it is truly a gift, being in the moment, because that's what the only moment in time you have to affect your life and to experience is then. So when you're living conscious, you have an opportunity again to be present and to really enjoy all experience.
We teach so many of the similar concepts, really do, because I take my people who are coming from either childhood or love trauma, which is a lot of unconscious behaviors from that pain and trauma. And they're acting out, thinking it's normal behavior. And once they become conscious aware of the jealousy or the control or the codependent relationship or love addiction, they're like, whoa, yeah, maybe this isn't quite right and I need to change something up. And then they become very aware, intentional, and looking consciously at their behaviors in the moment and then making a different decision. And slowly over time, they get to change those patterns. It's very, very similar work. Now, you have something that you teach called the 1-minute mindset shift. So how does that work?
It's 4 simple questions.
Okay.
You're going out throughout your day and maybe you're experiencing some stress or disappointment, or in my case, anger. And it's being consciously aware that you're having this feeling. The first question you ask yourself is you identify, what are you currently feeling? What emotion are you feeling? So if it is anger or a low self-worth or self-confidence, whatever the case may be, identify what you're currently feeling. Be present with it. Second, number 2 is ask yourself where you're feeling it. Because remember, Riana, thoughts are language of the brain and feelings are language of the body.
Yeah.
So when we're feeling disempowered or negative, our body's going to react to create the physiology to match that. Yes. So if you're anxious or upset, right? Short heart rate, rapid heart rate, shortness of breath, you feel flushed. So being present of where you're feeling it in your body. Now, question number 3 is, decide how it is you want to feel. How do you choose and what do you want to feel in this moment? Do you want to be angry? Because you know what? You can choose to be angry, but how long are you going to choose to be angry for? A minute, 5 minutes, a day? So you get to decide how long you want to stay present in that negative emotion, but more importantly, decide what emotion do you want to replace it with. So for me, when I would feel anger, the opposite of anger is love, for me, right?
Yeah.
So step number 4 is set that emotion into place. So what I would do is think of a past experience where I experienced pure unconditional love. So I think of the birth of my first daughter, where nothing else in the universe existed, just that moment in time with my wife, my brand new daughter, just pure absolute love. So I think about that. And I set that emotion in my heart, and I literally feel it welling up in my heart where it overflows, and then it flows through my body. Now I create the physiology, and then that changes the mindset. And what happens is you sync the mind and the heart. Now you have a new reality, and you can move forward in your day. Literally takes a minute to do that.
I love that. I talk about something of a 5-step process when someone's trying to make a choice and thinking before doing, acting impulsively or in a way that could hurt them, their family, their loved ones. So the first step would this hurt me in any way? Would this choice or action, number 2, hurt my partner in any way? Number 3, would it hurt my family or friends, extended family? Number 4, would it hurt my reputation on the job or in the community? And the last one is a spiritual question. Is it for the good of all? And if any of those are no, or you're in doubt, go without. Go without doing it. Take some more time. Sit with that choice or those decisions. Think before you send that text out if you're angry. Is this really for the good of all? Me ranting and raving, is this really going to help the situation, or can I do something different? Just slowing down that impulse, maybe from the anger or the anxiety welling up.
Absolutely beautiful response. And I think, Riana, you would agree with me, is that we're not perfect, right? We don't live these perfect lives, right?
True.
And I know these things work because I had to do a lot of work on me to become the best version of me, or working on becoming the best, because to me, it's a never-ending process to the day I die.
Yeah, so, we're always learning. We're always trying to be better. We're all perfectly imperfect people,
So well said. So I don't want people to think that, we got it all figured out. We just have these tools to help us figure it out and to make the shift faster. And these are the things that we love to share with other people so they can have the same experience.
That's correct. That was great. Hi, singles. Are you really ready to have a love relationship? If you're not sure, it's time for you to take the love test. Couples, you're in an exclusive relationship. Do you or your partners have any of the red flags you should be concerned about? Do you think you or they have childhood trauma? Go to RianaMilne.com and do the free love test. There are test there for both singles and couples. If you have any concerns after taking those tests and reviewing the answers, then sign up for a Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session and Assessment. This is a 1-hour private session with me where I go over your love tests and get to the bottom of where you're stuck and what the next best move would be to get you on your way to having that life that you desire and the love that you deserve. It's time to learn how to move forward to reach all your goals and dreams. Go to RianaMilne.com, my website, and sign up for the free love test, or simply just directly go to the Life and Love Transformation Discovery Session tab. And I look forward to meeting with you to see how I can help you best. You have also 5 keys to success and happiness.
Really simple. Number 1, live every day like it's your last. Because you and I, and probably most of your listeners, know people that die suddenly and things left unsaid, things left undone. So live in the pursuit of love, happiness, and joy every day. Number 2 is live in the service of others. There's no greater gift than to give of yourself to other people. In Robin Sharma's book, Who Will Cry When You Die, is such a perfect metaphor for who will show up, who will be. They won't cry because you die, they'll cry because of the impact you left on so many people.
Yeah, I love that.
And number 3 is do what you love and find someone to pay you to do it. Or do it yourself and start a business. Number 4 is learn to love yourself unconditionally. Riana, I just held a summit, a group mastermind, and one of the prevailing emotions of these successful people is self-worth. It's such a problem in our society. Learn to love you. Until you love you, you can't give your all and love someone else.
Very true.
And finally, number 5 is do something every day to enhance your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being.
Love it. Great, great keys to happiness. Now, I know you have a special gift for our listeners. And first of all, everything you just shared is a special gift, Jay. So I really appreciate you taking the time and coming on for our listeners at Lessons in Life and Love. But what else would you like to leave for them?
Well, thank you again for inviting me. And it's my pleasure. My new book, Triple P Life, Your GPS to Success, is being released here shortly. So I want to give your listeners an opportunity to download a chapter and a portion of the book here. And so the link is triplelife.com/GPS. So it's triplelife.com/GPS.
Perfect. And I will put that in the show notes. And most importantly, how can someone reach out and work with you or learn more about you?
You can find me, you can email me at drj@triplelife.com. That's drj@triplelife.com. Or you can reach out to me on social media at Dr. J LaGuardia, and that's LaGuardia. I'm on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And I pledge, always do, if someone reaches out to me, I always reach back out to them.
Love that. And your podcast, again, if you want to mention that.
Yes,
too.
Thank you for reminding me.
Of course.
All the stuff flying through your head.
I know,
That's
right?
So you can check it. Yeah. So thank you, Riana.
Of
you can check out my podcast, which we talk a lot about these kinds of things and issues. So it's called Power, Passion, Prosperity with Dr. J. So Power, Passion, Prosperity podcast with Dr. J. And it's on all your favorite podcasting apps.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, you're so powerful. And I feel so blessed that we're now friends and we can share our growth and our ideas together under our wonderful leader and mentor, John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire. So we give a shout out to our mentor and for bringing the group together in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And it was really a great weekend to really get to know everyone. And I will be on Dr. J's show as well. So watch for that. And again, my love angels and transformers, we thank Dr. J for sharing his morning with us. Have a beautiful day. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, what a powerful interview with Dr. J LaGuardia, my good friend who has the Triple P method and mindset. Do find out more about it. I'm sure you're going to love everything you learn. Okay, love angels and transformers, that's all we have time for today. I want to thank you for sharing the love and the link and the mission of changing the way the world loves. Simply go on my website, lessonsinlifeandlove.com, for this podcast and share the show link from there or from your favorite podcast app. While you're in there, please take a moment to give the show a 5-star rating and a comment. I would be very grateful for that. And remember, at any time, you can reach out to me at rianamilne.com. Take the free love test or arrange to meet with me for a life and love transformation discovery session and full assessment. I'll be glad to see how I can help you best. Also, do make sure you get my free ebook at havetheloveyoudeserve.com. That's havetheloveyoudeserve.com. And as always, I am here to help you create that life that you desire and to have the love that you deserve. Have a beautiful and blessed week.
We want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Lessons in Life and Love with Coach Riana Milne. Go to rianamilne.com for more resources. And if you're really ready to take action to improve your life or love situation, apply now for a session with Riana. And remember, it's time to have the life you desire and the love you deserve.